Hey, forgive me, FLOSSTUBE. It's been several weeks since my last video. Life got a bit nuts for a few weeks, and I actually have a cold, so I feel a little on the shizer side. However, I didn't want to leave it 3 weeks, 3 Sundays without a video, and I've had a couple of people reaching out saying, "Where are you?" I'm like, long story. Anyway, here I am. So it's Sunday 8th of March, and this is FLOSSTUBE number 16. I'm Lee from Creative Lee, and yeah, my last video was on the 16th of February. Pretty much that week was kind of a bit of a nuts week anyway, with work and stuff, and then my dad called and said he was coming down for a couple of weeks. He needed a wee break, he needed to spend some time with me. So he came down, and then and I still have to work. I worked from home a little bit, went in late a few days and came home early a few days, but basically had my dad here for a couple of weeks, and we did a little socialising. And so I think 2 Sundays ago I cooked all day and had some friends around. These are friends that I knew when I was growing up. So Dad knew Kelly because we used to swim together, and it's sort of so anyway. I had her family around, and we had a lovely dinner, and I was basically cooking all day, no chance for a video. And then the following Sunday, I actually was half the weekend at a scrapbooking retreat, and then on the Sunday I thought about doing a video, but there was a traffic accident that meant my 20-minute ride home took about 2 hours, and then anyway, it just didn't happen. Also having Dad here meant I didn't get as much stitching done. I got a little bit here and there, so I just went full on monogamous the last few weeks. And just when I pretty much got to sit down at 8:30 after getting dinner and tidying up, I ended up just working on my Pilgrim for an hour here, an hour there. And yeah, I dropped Dad off at the bus station on yesterday morning, and then I had a hair appointment booked anyway, but I just had managed to bring it forward because I had to drop him off really early, like 7:15, so hung around in the city till my hair appointment at 9, and then I came home. I ran a few errands on the way home, and then I was like, yeah, I've been denying the sore throat and the snotty nose, and now I feel kind of pants, and I just went and stocked up on orange juice, boxes of tissues, and yeah. I pretty much only ever drink orange juice when I'm sick or if I'm having a fancy brunch, because, you know, it's kind of full of sugar, even though it's natural sugar. Anyway. Okay. So yeah, pretty much all I've been stitching on since my last video has been the Pilgrim, my long dog sampler, which is on 36 count Legacy by Picture This Floss with anchor threads. And I made a little bit of, this is the pattern for those who don't know it, you know, charted monogamous, but what did I write up there? No idea. So yeah, I am now definitely down, definitely more than halfway, close to 3/5 maybe. And here's my wee beastie. Really hard to show. That's where I've got to. So since my last video, I've done all of that. I've done all of the seahorse panel. And yeah, started working on this large bird. Just finished its leg this morning. And I also filled in all these little flowers and things. I hadn't done all the little green and these insects. Yeah, they're little, what I call sprinkly bits, these couple of dogs. So I'd stitched the path and the words, but I hadn't stitched all the little sprinkly bits and the little flowers through here. And I might have finished, I can't remember if I'd done that bit with my last video or not. Anyway, definitely from here down. Basically when Dad arrived, I had already done the tree that morning. I finished the tree that Saturday morning, and then he arrived in the evening and I started the horse, I think on the Monday. So yeah, pretty cool. I'm so happy with it. Still not sure whether I'm going to do this. This is the bird's head, and I guess it's a vulture or something. And I can't decide whether to do it in the dark or whether to change it to something else. Because there is another sort of raveny bird with a hat that I probably want to do dark. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I make it up as I go along. Plainly obvious, right? So yeah, that's all I've worked on for the last 3 weeks, and I'll probably finish out that bird and then I might pick up something else. But while I'm feeling kind of this is easy stitch because it's on 36 count, whereas the other options I've got right now are 40, and I feel too blah. Yeah, that's so much stitching, but anyway, I am meant to be starting I am going to be starting. My March start will be Halloween Quaker by Lila Studio. This is a chart I exchanged, a swap with, I can't remember what I swapped, with Tara from the 805 Stitcher, and she had 2 charts, so she swapped this one, and I have started putting this together in that I've sent 2 thread orders. I'm doing a mixture, I think I'm doing a mixture of the sort of bright colours. I'm going to try and use Nina's threads. So I've sent an email asking to purchase a few skeins of thread from her. I haven't had a response yet though, so I only sent it a couple of days ago. I'm sure she's got other customers. And then for all the blacks, the various shades of black, I've ordered through my not local needlework store, but Ribbon Rose in Auckland. But they called me on Thursday and said they're out of stock of one of the colours. Did I want to substitute it? I think it's a week's, and it was just, I don't know what it is. I think they're out of black coffee, colour, what's that called? Classic Colourworks black coffee. They're out of that, and it suggested a week's sub, but it's too brown, so I just said, oh wait, they have got an order they're expecting, so I just said hold the rest of it. So, and I still don't know what fabric I'm going to use, so I've started attempting to kit it up, but right now I have nothing except the chart and the 310. And some of the threads where there's only a little bit used, I'll just use the DMC. I'm not buying the whole skein of there's a green that's used sparingly in the socks behind the word or, witch's face, and some eyes, I think. Like the cat's eyes, maybe. I am just going to use the DMC for that because it's not a lot, and actually I probably will make it a little, I'm not sure, I might change that colour, depends on the fabric. So that I intend to start sometime in March. It might be at the end of March by the time I get my proverbial together and get all the stuff, but it's going to be pretty exciting. Yeah. I've got new hair. I just chopped it off. I do tend to once a year have a good old hack at my hair, get it hacked off. It was probably like that much cut off the longest, and I get I don't like my hair when it gets freakishly long, and I'd missed a couple of cut opportunities due to timing where I didn't have time. Like the pre-haircut activities meant that I had to leave, so I was like, don't worry about it, I'll get it cut next time. And I think I said that about 2 or 3 times. So the fun is that when I straighten this myself, it usually ends up looking a little like a Darth Vader helmet, but whatever. It was driving me nuts having it so long, especially over summer when it's been really hot. We are, I guess, getting into autumn now, but today is like really warm and sunny, but we have had the nights cooling off, which has been really lovely. Anyway, my dad made it home yesterday evening, called, I think it's about an 8-hour bus trip, or 7-hour bus trip, and then he had someone meet him in Rotorua and then drive him home to Kawerau, so it's about a 45-minute drive, I think. So the bus didn't go. His bus didn't connect with the one that goes into the Bay of Plenty. So it's funny, I've hardly watched any videos. I probably managed to watch, while Dad was here, maybe 3 hours of TV and maybe 3 hours of YouTube. It's funny how much extra work it is having someone to look after and sort of, do his washing and make sure I cook and extra tidy up and extra sheets to wash at the weekend, and us trying to do things while he was here, like go out for dinner one night and go out for lunch one day and socialise. I think we went to friends twice for dinner, and I had they came around one night. Then on Friday I had my neighbours come over who I'd been meaning to come over for ages, so that was quite nice because they're retired, so Dad had someone to talk about aeroplanes with, and it was a nice break. But I don't know why I was going down that rabbit hole. I'm really, really behind on FLOSSTUBE. I think I probably subscribe to about 12 FLOSSTUBers, but I don't watch everything. I don't watch most... What do I watch? I don't watch stitch-alongs for the most part. I think I tend to... Okay, if there's a stitch-along where it's just music and you're watching someone stitch, nope. I'm only into it for the conversation or the person talking. So unless they're talking or telling a story or have interesting things to say, I'm not really interested in watching someone stitch, so I don't watch those. There are some FLOSSTUBers that I watch occasionally and some that I watch, let's say religiously. But I'm so behind, or not really behind, I just haven't been keeping up to date. Like, I'm not going to go back and try and watch everybody. But it's funny how everyone is just like, over market, and I haven't really looked at anything. I think, because the thing is that no matter what, I'm not buying all the things, so it's just, you end up with FOMO and feeling, I don't know. I've seen the odd thing that people have talked about, but I'll just wait, and if something catches my eye, I'll order it, and if I miss out, I miss out, right? I'm not really that worried. Actually, there's a few things that I have seen that people have gone on about that I'm like, meh, so not really my style. And I'm kind of quite new to the whole concept of market. I guess I started watching YouTube, FLOSSTUBE around February of last year. So everyone, when I started watching more than a couple of people, I'd say, it was probably just after market. So I was like, I don't know what market is. So it's kind of interesting though to see. I don't know where I'm going with that either. I'm really not my best today. But yeah, it's just be interesting to see what comes out, and given that I'm all the way down here in New Zealand and no matter what I order I'm going to have to pay a boatload of shipping and GST and stuff on it, it's kind of not as exciting as if you perhaps could, I don't know, some shops might be order $50 worth and get free shipping, whereas that isn't what happens to us, so you don't get that. So yeah, other than pulling together those bits and pieces for my Halloween quaker, which I hope I can do over the next couple of weeks. Hopefully I hear back from Nina's Threads, next week to say, yep, she can fill my order and I can give her some money. And then I need to decide on fabric. And I don't know, do I go murky? I don't know. I just think the murky, I like how this looks, but to me this fabric looks like it's got quite a lot of black in it, whereas, and murky is described as having black on top of that beigey, whatever, browny colour. However, when you look at the fabric that a lot of people hold up, it's more brown. So I want something with dark blue, dark blacky blue in it. So I don't know. It's kind of like if I could get this exact piece of fabric with a colour like this, which is perfect for this design because it like the moonlight's here, but you're not, you're going to get something different. And I just don't want brown, so I think I'm going to get something else, maybe less variegated. I don't know. Does it matter? Probably not. I'm not going to do a previous finish today because I have a couple of other things. I had been waiting for a couple of things to get framed, and this first one is not cross stitched, but I picked it up anyway. It's just a little print that I picked up when I was in San Francisco, and I did not get museum look glass on this because we're talking about like a $30 print, so there's a limit with how much I'll spend on that. So yeah, I've had this print with Matt that I got in San Francisco, and I just picked a warm white frame to go on it. And this is just a little narrow wall that I'm going to put this on above the controller, above my aircon controller. But yeah, I quite liked the print. So yeah, I went to San Francisco. When did I go? Maybe 2016, maybe, I think is when I went. I can't remember now. Be around then. I went for a few weeks, and main reason for the timing of the trip was around being pen pals with someone in Oregon for about 21 years. So I decided it was time that we met. Excuse me. And so she was in Oregon, so I went into San Francisco, spent 4 days, I think, and then did a couple of days in San Francisco, and then had a day trip out to Sonoma, and then did wine tour and stuff. And then the next day I must have had 3 days in San Francisco, and then anyway, picked up a car, and then I slowly drove my way up to Oregon, and picked up my pen pal Joey, and then we went over to the Oregon coast, and then up, and then back across to Salem, and up to Portland, and then we went up through Washington State and ended up in Seattle via like Lincoln and Olympia. No, Lincoln's in, ignore that, Lincoln's in Oregon. Olympia and yeah, and then we stopped in Seattle for a few days, went whale watching in Anacortes. But yeah, so and then she trained back, and I flew back to San Fran to fly out. So lovely little trip. I think 2 weeks. I think I was there 14 days. Very exciting for me, driving on what I would call the wrong side of the road, which is actually the right side of the road. And yay for cruise control, because your freeways are long and straight, and your leg gets very tired when it's not doing anything. Roads in New Zealand are not long and straight. We have very few long and straight roads. We have very few, like our national highways are typically one lane each way. It's not, we have motorways in the cities. Auckland probably gets up to 4 lanes, maybe. But yeah, we don't have a lot of those. We're a bit small. We have lots of winding, rural aspect kind of roads. It's quite fun. Anyway, so I got that framed, but that was kind of because I was getting something else framed. And the something else I got framed is my Peacock Tapestry by Teresa Winslet. And here it is. Oh, and I can't fit it in the frame. Pushing you back. And yeah, this is museum class. So, you know, this has been waiting to be framed since 1998 when I finished it. And I'm very happy with it. And I went with a kind of old gold to match the kind of gold thread and gold, antique gold beads, and then this sort of floral border because I felt it kind of echoed the antique floral border in the tapestry. So yeah, whoop whoop. Just did a minimal space. There's a spacer under because of the beads, and I didn't want a mat. Yeah, and I'm very happy with it. And finally have it framed. Slowly I will get my things framed as I have a little account that I put a little bit of money in each week, each pay, so that I can you know, slowly make little decorating improvements in my house, because it is a little bit of a blank slate, having not lived in this house for most of my life, and having been, you know, had things in storage waiting for when I do have my own house that I can slowly, actually is in my own house that only I own and that is decorated to my style and my taste. So yay. Anyway, I'm really happy with that. So that's another thing framed. And I'm very happy with it. So one down, lots to go. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So short video. Sorry about my husky voice, or as a customer one time told me, "Oh Lee, is that your lingerie voice?" It's like, no, I've got a cold. It's kind of an inappropriate thing to say, really, right, to your bank officer who you're ringing to borrow money from. So yeah, anyway, creepy. Yeah, my lingerie voice and my snotty nose, but hey, new hair, so don't care. See how I go this week. Hopefully this is just a little cold and I'm not going to get a full-on chest infection or anything. I do suffer from upper respiratory issues with asthma and stuff, which, you know, does make me a little worried about the eventual arrival of coronavirus, which, as far as we know, we don't have yet in Wellington. We've had 3 cases, I think, in Auckland. All in the same family, a family from Iran, who would come in through, but anyway, but they are asking us to just stay away from work if you're sick, so I probably won't be at work tomorrow or the next day, but unless I get sicker, I can work remotely. I feel better today than I did yesterday after I dropped Dad off and I had a nap, and then I woke up and I just felt like absolute death on a stick. I didn't feel that bad, but I felt like cruddy, real cruddy. Today I just feel snotty and my throat's sore. Anyway, whatever. I have some supplies in. I can survive for a few days without human company if I need to, and I've got my work laptop so I can work remotely and feel sorry for myself, which is something I excel at when I have illness. Hopefully next video will be a bit more full of life, and maybe I'll have more than one thing to show. Maybe I won't, who knows. Maybe I'll have an update on what fabric I'm going to order or have ordered. Anyway, thanks again to the couple of people who reached out to go, where are you? yeah, I just had life happen, and hobbies sometimes take a little bit of a back seat to life. But I missed doing the video, and I felt like super guilty that I hadn't done one, even though I really didn't have a lot to show. But I do want to do these. Yeah, I enjoy the videos, so I enjoy the interaction. So I will leave you, go edit this. Shouldn't take too long to get it up, because it's not long. That's not a bad thing. And in the meantime, happy stitching, and don't let your needles rust. Ciao.